Hi Aries, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. Hope you guys are having a good holiday season and have a happy new year as well. This is your January 2025 tarot reading. Thank you to those of you who liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you new to the channel, the source will be in front of us. The Celt Cross spread as always, and I also pulled the 4 agreements and wisdom of the oracle card for you guys. But we're actually going to start the reading off by rolling those astrology dice we have in front of us to get an idea of where you folks should be as far as that goes. All right, we have 2. And second house energy for you guys is actually Taurus, and second house in general points to possession, self-worth, finances. We've had Uranus retrograde in there for quite some time. At the very end of the month, it'll start direct motion, but yeah, you could definitely have some focus on your finances this month. All right, we have Aquarius. So, of course, as we get toward the end of January, we'll actually start Aquarius season. And as far as the astrology with Aquarius, let's see. Toward the end of January, there's going to be a new moon in Aquarius. Also, Mercury will get into Aquarius right around the end of January. Currently, Venus is there, but it's going to move out into Pisces real early in the month. And of course, Pluto is in Aquarius, and it's going to be there for over a decade. So, definitely some energy going on there. For you guys, Aquarius is your 11th house of groups, hopes, and wishes, friendships. And we have Jupiter. So Jupiter is actually in Gemini. It's been there for quite some time, retrograde as well. It'll be retrograde all of January as well. And for you guys, that's your 3rd house of communication, short journeys, and siblings. All right, so we'll keep all that in mind as we go through the main spread. All right, so in the main situation position, we have the Ace of Swords, and then challenging that, we have the Page of Wands. So the Ace of Swords points to getting sudden insights around the situation. What comes to mind with this, for some of you, this could be happening toward the end of January when we have the new moon in Aquarius that I mentioned, because it's actually going to be making a trine with Jupiter. So given that that came up in your dice as well, that could be pointing to that timeline. But if not, even if you're already starting to feel this clarity come over you with the Page of Wands in the challenge position, it could just be saying that once you get the clarity around the situation, then the next challenge will be trying to figure out how to take action with that new insight. In the foundation position, we have the 5 of Wands. So this could be something that you already tried in the past, and maybe in the past it didn't go over as well as you would have thought, right? Maybe it became a big argument, right? Maybe it became a big competition, whatever the situation was around. And this card actually represents the first 10 degrees of Leo, which is where your ruler, Mars, is currently retrograde too. So definitely makes sense if that played out that way. Right, in the past position, we have the moon. So yeah, so clearly there was a situation where you felt like you weren't seeing things clearly, and that's where that Ace of Swords energy is going to be important when it finally does come through for you. So like I said, for some of you, you might not feel it till closer to the end of January. Obviously, you might already be feeling it. But yeah, it looks like there was a situation you felt like you weren't necessarily seeing it clearly, and that could have been what was making it difficult for you to take action around the situation. Right, in the present position, we have the 8 of Swords. So yeah, so to me, this is an indicator that for a lot of you, you still do feel like you're stuck in a situation, right? So again, like I said, I feel like you, even if you mentally figure it out, like, okay, this is the path forward, there's still going to be that next step of trying to figure out how to actually take action toward making it happen in reality. Right, and in your future position, we have the 4 of Swords. So yeah, this is a Libra energy here, and I feel like this is saying that ultimately you are being called to try to pace yourselves a little bit, right? So, I mean, with all the other energies we already talked about, you guys have your ruler retrograde, and it's going to be coming into Cancer right around the end of the first week of January. So that's already an energy that's a bit rough for Mars to be in to begin with. So it could just be saying that if you do feel like, okay, even if you have the clarity around the plan of attack that you have around the situation, if you just feel like you aren't up to actually taking action on it just yet, that might be a call for you to just try to pace yourselves a little bit. All right, and in the position of your influence in the situation, we have the Fool. So yeah, so this along with that Ace of Swords and even the Page of Wands in the challenge position really tells me that you are ready for some adventure, you're ready for something new, right? But again, like I said, I feel like there's the mental clarity around that and knowing what you want to do, but actually taking the action could still be a little bit difficult for you guys at this time. And like I said, if that's the case, as we progress a little closer to the month, you might feel more ready to do so. I would say even if you just clear that full moon in Cancer, because that full moon in Cancer is going to be more or less conjunct Mars retrograde in Cancer, so that could be a bit of a bumpy energy for you guys. But once you're on the other side of that, which I think that's around the 13th of the month, once you're on the other side of that, that'll probably feel like a better time to take action from there. In the environment position, we have the Magician. So to me, this says that you do have all the abilities at play to actually make this happen, whatever the situation is. So for some of you, it could be a career thing. Some of you could just be travel, um, reconnecting with friends that you might have lost contact with. You name it. Could be almost anything. But yeah, to me, this says that you have the tools at your disposal to make it happen when you're ready. In the hopes or fears position, we have the King of Swords. So yeah, for a lot of you, this is probably more of a hope, right? Where you're hoping that you can convey your message clearly, because like we said with that Five of Wands in the foundation, it looks like maybe if that was attempted in the past, it didn't go over quite as well as you were expecting. So this is saying that you hoping to be able to communicate your points clearly and actually just stand on those principles as well. All right, and in the outcome position, we have the Empress. So yeah, so like I said, for a lot of you, this could just be saying that if you try not to be too hard on yourselves. If you do have a plan to take something on, but you just feel like the energy's not lining up for that at this time, like this is saying, if that's the case, that's your call to just try to take a step back and try to step into a more receptive mode for the time being. And then when the time is right, you'll be ready to take action then. All right, bottom of the deck, we have the Eight of Wands. So yeah, so again, I feel like that more or less has the same theme here, which is to say that when the time is right and you take action, you'll be able to get a lot done. But if you feel, if you energetically, you could just feel that, okay, now's not the time to push myself, right? I feel like this is saying that you need to honor that, and you'll know when the time is right. All right, from the four agreements, we have be impeccable with your word, and it says speak with integrity. Let's see if we get that to focus a little better. All right, it says say only what you mean. Avoid using the word to speak against yourself or to gossip about others. Use the power of your word in the direction of truth and love. So yeah, to me that makes me think of that Five of Wands energy that we see in the foundation. So yeah, I mean, like I said, if there was some miscommunication, things along those lines there, and if you want to rectify that, I feel like this is saying, if you just feel like you really can't physically bring yourself to do it just yet, try to honor that. And when the time is right, when you go through that little bit of extra healing, relaxation, rest, right, recovery, then you'll be able to push forward pretty successfully. All right, and from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck, we have regeneration. There's the artwork, and the number is 46. All right, essential meanings says rebirth, second chances, new opportunities. The Oracle's message: second chances are available to you now. Whatever opportunities you thought were dead are now revived in a more authentic, stronger form. Whatever you may have perceived as a failure or a loss is now being replaced by something better and more powerful growing in its place. This rebirth is assured. Step into your new life. Destiny is being fulfilled in wondrous ways. So yeah, definitely a positive message there, right? Especially where, like we said, if you felt like you had the clarity around what you wanted to do, but just actually making it happen seemed to be difficult. I feel like this is saying that again. That's another indicator that just might mean that the time's not right just yet, and when it is, you'll know and you'll be able to act on it then. All right, the relationship message says the world is based on connections and relationships. No matter what loss has occurred in the past or even now, death and endings are only illusions. There is life after death and love after loss, and in this moment, you are radiating the regenerative life force energy that makes you irresistible to love in all forms. Now is the time when you will see evidence of this new emergence. Can you feel it? Love is rising up to greet you. So reading that message there is interesting because it makes me think of seeing the Empress energy and the outcome, which is definitely more of a receptive, passive type of energy, and then the fact that we'll have Venus moving through Pisces, which is your 12th house, which could be a very dreamy, non-action oriented energy as well. So yeah, it could just be saying that this is definitely just a good moment to ride out the energy if you can. All right, and the prosperity message says, what happens when it appears you failed at something? Do you see the beauty in the lesson? The understanding that arises from difficulties is like a seed that lies dormant for a time. Then, once it germinates in your subconscious, it pushes through into your awareness. It is becoming apparent that there is a new you, a new start. A more powerful version and form of what you began to plant in the garden of your imagination has surfaced. You are ripe for success. New opportunities, much better than those that came before, appear like gifts from the gods. Now is one of those times when out of seeming loss and failure comes remarkable abundance. Do not dwell on the past, because you really are experiencing a rebirth. So yeah, that's an interesting message too, because that also makes me think of the fact that you guys have had the North Node in your sign for around a year and a half, roughly. And a little bit before the midpoint of January, it's actually going to be moving into Pisces. So that could be quite the transformation for you guys as well. So hope it resonated for you guys. Once again, hope you're having a good holiday season and have a happy new year as well. And I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.